Hi everyone, my name is Jagan. Today, last class we have seen how to create a directory and files and how to copy files and directories and how to move, remove and rename the files. And today we will see how to check the OS version of the server and how to change the time zone of the server and how much memory, CPU, directory how much memory, CPU, and hard disk in our server, and we'll see how if we have a if we have a too much huge file, if you want to see the first few lines and if you want to see the last few lines, how can we see with help of head and uh, tail commands? We will see all in today's class. So first, how to check the OS version and OS release and voice architecture. We'll see with one command how to verify. Hostname CTL is hostname. This is the hostname CTL status. This command gives us the voice version of the server. Not only the voice version of the server, it gives us the complete information of the server, like voice architecture, voice version, and kernel version. All the information we get with the help of hostnamectl status command. This is the one way, or this is one way, or cat slash etc slash os os hyphen uh, release. So this is how we can verify the OS version with a command hostnamectl status or cat slash etc slash os release. Now, how to check how much memory is there? How much memory? How to verify how much memory in a server right here. So how to verify how much memory is there in a server? For that, free hyphen k. Free hyphen k, it shows, it gives in kilobytes. Free hyphen m, it gives in megabytes. Free hyphen g, it gives in gigabytes. So this is how we can verify the how much memory is there in a server. Okay, now we'll see how to verify how much hard disk and how much CPU is there in our server. How to verify? ls CPU or cat slash drop slash CPU info. So the syntax is ls CPU or cat slash prop slash CPU info. Now this is, so we have seen memory and CPU. We'll see how to verify the hard disks. Verify. So the syntax is lsblk. If you issue the lsblk command, it gives us how much disk space is there, or lscsi. So do, how do we? So the command to verify how much disk is there is lsblk or lscsi. Now we'll see. Okay, now see the command which we use to know the OS version is hostnamectl status. Again, with this command, we can also see what is the version of the kernel. As I said earlier, okay, we'll see it in practically in a lab. How much? What is the kernel version also is there, and not only that, architecture of the OS also we can will see with help of a hostname serial slash status. Now, in addition to that, if you want to know whether the server is physical or virtual, generally what happens, we have some physical servers and virtual servers. So to identify whether this is a physical server or virtual server, the same command, hostnamectl status command, can be used to identify whether the server is virtual or physical. In addition to that, we have one more command to identify whether the server is physical or virtual. How to check if the server is physical or virtual. System product name. Okay. Uh, See how to verify the server is physical or virtual is issue the command mydcode -s system product name. This will gives us the server. This gives us the information whether the server is physical or virtual. Now, so we have servers. So and we to come to know whether what's the serial number of the server, we have a command. DMI decode -s system serial number. It gives us the server serial number. So we'll see all this practically. Okay. Now, first command is to know the OS version and kernel version and architecture of the OS, and we can also come to know that whether the server is physical or virtual with only one command, that is hostnamectl status. This command gives us whether the server is physical or virtual, or what is the version of the OS, and architecture of the OS. See, hostnamectl status. This, see whether chase is virtual machine, and boot ID, operating system, and name, and kernel, and architecture. So we all information we can find in only one command. With help of one command, we get all information, that is hostnamectl status. Now, how can we identify how much memory in server? So we have already seen, we to to know how much memory in a server in terms of kilobytes, the command is free-k. So see, memory, total memory, unused memory, and free. So here we can this is shows it shows in kilobytes. If you want to know the megabytes, free-m. So this, it is, the memory is in megabytes. If you want to know in gigabyte, free-g. So it is in gigabyte. So to know how much memory in our server in terms of kilobytes, megabytes, gigabytes is just free-k, free-m, free-g. So this is how we can get the memory information. To get the CPU information, we have a command. CPU. Okay, so ls CPU, CPU gives us the CPU information, processor, complete processor. So how much memory and this architecture and sockets, how much, how many sockets and ID and CPU family and model of the CPU, whether Intel, AMD, and megahertz. So this all information it gives us as CPU. This is one way to know the CPU information. If you want to know the CPU information with in another way, we have one more command. Slash clock. See, we have two ways to get the CPU information. One is CPU and another command is cat slash proc slash CPU info. And we'll see how to get the physical machine configuration. So we have seen how much memory, how much CPU in a server. So to get the disk information, like how many disks are there in a server, we have command ls blk. So this gives us the commands and disk size. So we did partitions like SDA1, SDA2. So SDA total size is 16 GB and SDA1 1 GB, SDA2 15 GB and the remaining space is 11 GB. So this is a disk and disk type, mount, size and RL, major, minimum and name. So these all are disk information, size along with the size and type, whether disk or partition. I'll explain all this in detail when it comes to the storage and disk partition in class. As of now, just to get the information of the disk, we issue the lsblk command. Now we'll see how to get the serial number of the server. So every server has one serial number. So sometimes you may need to know the server serial number. So to know the serial number, we have a command tmi decode -x system serial number. So this is the server's serial number. So you need to know the server's serial number. Now we'll see a few more commands like date and how to change the time zone of the server and hidden tail commands. First I'll explain in Notepad, then we'll do it practically in a lab. Next is date command. So if sometime if you want to know complete date, so to know complete date and time, syntax is date. Only time if you want to know, only if you want to know the time, date plus So inverted comma t, inside the inverted commas t, date plus inverted commas t. So this is the only time. If you want to know only date, date plus d m y, d date, m for month, y for year. So you must mention percentage. So we have seen how to get only the date and how to get only the date and how to get only the time. To know complete date and time, syntax date. So now we sometimes require to set the date and time in a server. We'll see how to set date and time. Date hyphen s, syntax I'm writing, syntax date hyphen s, date, month, year, hour, colon, minutes, colon, second, inverted commas. So how, how do you set a date and time? So the syntax is date hyphen s, day and month and year, hour, minute, second in inverted commas. Now sometimes we are required to change the time zone of the server. So to change the time zone of the server, or to set the time, this is how we can set the time, like date hyphen s, date, month, year, and hour, minute, second. Sometimes we may be required to change the time zone of the server. So to change time zone of the server, we have to remove the already existing time zone. After that, we will set the time zone. So how to change the time zone of the server? First, we have to remove the time zone of the server. There are two steps involved. First, remove the time zone of the server that is already exists in a server, and copy the time zone of the server into configuration files. I'll show you. First step is remove the time zone of the server. How to remove the time zone of the server? rm hyphen rf hyphen slash usr, sorry, etc slash localtemp, and copy the time zone into localtemp. So how to copy? Copy, copy, slash this or slash share slash zone info slash. Here we have, after zone info, we have continents, and we have some countries. So if you want to, so we have some continents. Let's say I have an Asia, and under Asia, I have my time zone is Kolkata. So here in zone info, you will find all time zones details. Like if you are in continent like Asia, Australia, and North America, South America, and Europe, some this continent, then you will first set the continent, and you set the zone information, and you should copy all the zone info into etc/etc/local time. Okay, so first we remove the local time zone, and after removing, then copy the zone local time information into local time. We'll see all this in, or we'll see it practically in a lab. First we will remove the time zone, we'll copy the local time. Okay, now, okay, we'll see. Okay, we'll see the practically how to know the complete date and time, and how to get the time and the date, and how to set the date and time, and how to change time zone on the server. So we have a one command, that is date. If you enter the date, we'll get all the information, like today's date, and what is today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or Sunday. So month, and date, and time, and time zone, IST, EST, or EST. So any other time zone, and year. So if you want to know only the date, or day of today's date, or time, so the command is date plus t percentage t. Sorry. Date. Okay, sorry. See, if you want to get the time, only the time, date plus inverted commas percentage t. If you want to get the day, month, and year only, Then the command is date plus the percentage 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 t. Sorry, year. Okay, so if you want to get the day, month, year only, so date plus inverted commas, double inverted commas, day, percentile d, percentile m, and percentile y. Now we'll see how to change the time zone of the server. Mm, okay, we have a time zone is IST, Indian time we have. Now we'll change the time zone to EST or even anyone. So CD slash etc. So here, so many time zones are there. We have Africa, America, Antarctica, and Asia, Egypt, EST, and India and Iran. So many time zones are there. So if you want to, we'll see the zone info. Let's change to let us move to Asia. So Asia we have so many time zones. So you can say that Calcutta. Calcutta is comes under Indian time zone, and we have Oman and Aden and Dubai. So this all comes under Asian time zone. So we date. So we have a IST. Let's change to time zone. Let's change the time zone to let us change let us change the time zone to what can we change? EST. Okay. Okay. Then first I need to remove the time zone of the server existing time zone. So rm hyphen rf slash etc slash local time. So by default, if you change the local time, it again comes to UTC. So if you want to change the time zone, the first step is to remove the time zone. After removing the time zone, copy the time zone then into slash etc slash local time. So now I have removed the time zone. Now I'm going to copy the time zone. Copy slash user slash share zone info. You need to copy entire path right from the user share zone info. Sorry, share slash zone info. So you need to copy complete path. User share zone info. I want to set the EST to slash etc slash local time. Now we have copied the Eastern time zone. We'll see what's the time date. See, EST here around the time is night evening 7:30. Saturday, June 15th. So this is the Eastern time zone. We want to set the Indian time zone. We can do it. First, then to do it, first we have to remove the time zone, existing time zone. So the command is first we have to remove it. So, okay. So we have removed. Now by default it comes UTC. I want to copy Indian time zone. Oh, sorry. There is no direct complete IST. We should go time zone, Asia, Kolkata. Yeah, now we see Indian time zone. This is how we can change the time zone of the server. So first we have to remove the time zone. After removing, we have to copy the time zone of the server into /etc/local time. /etc is the directory where we can find the all configurations details and all settings like storage, network, and in files configurations we can find in /etc directory. Now, so we have seen how to change the time zone of the server. Now we'll see how to see the files. For example, we have so many files in a, we have so many lines in a file. So it is difficult to see. It is difficult to see the few lines which we want to see. So to see the files, the customized lines of the file, we have a commands like head and tail command. So we'll see how to make use of head and tail commands. I'll explain in Notepad first. So I want to get the first 10 lines of the file. So the head is helpful. Head is to get the first 10 lines of head is to get the last 10 lines of the. So head and tail commands is generally used to get the lines, particular lines of the file. So if you want to get the 10 lines, 100 lines, 50 lines, 1,000 lines of the file, you can make use of head command. If you want to get the last 10, 50, 100, 1,000 lines of the file, you use the tail command. By default, if you enter head file name, head file name gives us first 10 lines of the file. See, by default, if you enter the if you enter head and name of the file, it gives us the first 10 lines of the file. If you issue the command tail and file name, it gives the last 10 lines of the file. By default, this is the how it gives. If you want to get only the 3 files, 5 files, 8 files, 15 files, or 20 files, you have to mention the count digit, how many lines of the files you want to print. So to print the specific number of the files, specific number of lines of the file, to print a particular file, head 15 file name, head 15 file name is to get the top 15 lines of the file. How to print a particular file? Okay, hide file name, and to get the last 10 lines of the file, tell iphone 10, and it gives first 15 on the file. It gives last one 10. By default, now it gives us a 10. So let's change to 18. Last 18 lines of the file. So head. So to get the particular specific lines of a file, okay, lines. So to get to print particular lines of the file, particular sense like how many you want to customize. Like I want a 10, I want 15, I want 20 lines of the file. If you want to print, then head icon 15 and file name. There is a head top 15 lines. To get the last particular file, lines of file, tail hyphen 18 file name. So if you want to get the particular line of the file, for example, last eighth file or last seventh file or first fifth file. So if you want to get only the specific line of the file, we have a command. So for example, to get the seventh line of the file, seventh line of the file, right? Hyphen 7 file name, pipe symbol, last, sorry, tail hyphen 1. So if you want to get the in seventh line of the file, for example, we have 20 lines in a file. So if you want to get the only seventh line of the file, you get the you get the first 7 line of files, and after that you get the first last line of the file. Here the symbol, the pipe symbol is is to store the result of the first command. Here the pipe symbol is used to store the result of first command. So if you split here head -7 file name, head -7 file name, this command stores the first 7 lines of the file into the pipe symbol. This pipe symbol after pipe, so you mean to say that, so it has a 7 lines. So it has 7 lines. The tail is what? The tail is to get the last line of the file. Tail is how many lines you mention here, it get the last from the file, last lines of the file. For example, I mentioned last 7 files, it get the last 7 files. So here what I did is, here I store the 7 lines of the file, and I want only the last file. Last file is what? 7th file. So tail -1, so we get the 7th line of the file. Syntax. No. So pipe symbol is to store the result of the first command. So pipe symbol, we use pipe symbol in our, in many cases. So one should remember the what the pipe symbol is and how can we make use of the pipe symbol. So I would say the first command is depends on the result of the second command is depends on the first command. So so the pipe symbol is helpful if you have a multiple commands. So each command is uh, connected with the first command. So the second command, result of the second command depends on the first command. Therefore we execute the first command and store the result in pipe symbol. This pipe symbol gives the outcome to the second command. This pipe symbol gives the see, pipe symbol stores the result of the first command. Therefore it gives the result to the second command. The second command make use of the result of the first command and execute it. So if you understand it, we've got the first 7 lines, and after the first 7 lines we only need the last line. So the last line is the 7th line. So 7th line, tail -1. Tail -1 is the last one. So we get the 7th line of the file. So I would say the pipe symbol is used to store the result of the first command and pass it to the second command as input. So the syntax is command 1 and pipe symbol command 2 and pipe symbol command 3. So here result of the first command stores in pipe symbol. So the pipe symbol, uh, whatever the value result stores in pipe symbol, become as input to the second command. So second command takes the result of the first command, and again after executing, then it becomes again input, and again it stores in pipe symbol. This pipe symbol again gives as input to the command 3. So syntax is like this. Okay. We have seen how to change the time zone of the server and how to get the CPU, memory, this information. And we have seen hidden tail commands, how to get the first 10 lines, how to get the 10 lines. We'll see 10 practically of this hidden tail commands, and we'll see the we'll see how to make use of the pipe symbol, how the uh, result of the first command pass to the second next command as an input. Okay, see, we have three lines. Let's add few more lines. Okay, file one. So we have five lines. Okay. Um, um, okay. Now we have five lines. Let's see the head. Let us see how to use the head and tail commands. Okay. Head. So here, if you mention how many lines you want to print the in a file, head hyphen. I want to print only the first two lines. This is the file one and this is the file creators. Okay, we'll see these two lines will print if you head hyphen 2 and file 1. So here two lines printed, tail. Okay, I want to print only the last one file, file 1. See, so head hyphen 2 file 1, two lines printed, head tail hyphen 1 file 1, file name, only last file is printed. We'll see, I want to print fourth line. Okay, head specific I want to print only the line which is the fourth line. So here we have a six sorry we here we have five lines. So I want to print the fourth line in this file specific. See here I'm telling the specific fourth line. So to print the fourth line, what's the command? Head hyphen 4 file 1. So here head hyphen 4 file 1 gives us first four lines of the file, but I want the fourth line of the file. So then what to do? Use the pipe symbol. The pipe symbol is used to store the result of the first command. So the pipe symbol has a now if I execute the pipe symbol stores the result of first command. Then I want to print only the specific line of the file, that is fourth line. Let's see tail hyphen 1. So see, this is the fourth line file, and we need to add content to the file. So this is how we can this is how we can print the specific line of the file. So head and tail commands is to to get the first lines of the file, last two lines of the file, and if you want to print a specific line of the file, type symbol is used. So how we use the type symbol? Command type symbol, command 1 type symbol, command 2 type symbol, command 3. Command 1 result of the first command stores in type symbol, then this second command result of the first command as input will be given by the type symbol to the second command. I hope it's understood. Thank you for watching. Keep watching for more videos. If you don't have a subscribe to this channel, please subscribe for more videos. You will learn more hard tutorials. Thank you for watching.